Hey everybody, another week, another couple of LaCroix, another cup of coffee, another Bears loss. I just want to start by saying probably the most significant game that we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I want to open up by saying, I'm at baseline, tired. We're both new dads, so
This is true.
we're going through it. I just want to highlight the fact that every time we decide to do this, I feel like I'm just one step more tired than I am at baseline. But this is a week I'm really excited to talk about. So I got my coffee. It's 8:30 p.m. and I'm ready to get this rocking.
Let's go.
First, we always talk about at the end, and we always say, for those of you who are still watching, give us a like, hit subscribe button.
Yeah.
It really helps us out. It kind of shows some encouragement. But we always say at the end, and people make it maybe about halfway through these videos. So I'm going to say it up front.
Yeah.
Kevin, what should they do?
Hit the like and hit the subscribe. Maybe leave a comment, give some interactions.
It does. It costs absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And it'll make some, two guys in Chicago just a little bit nicer. That's something that you want to do something good for somebody. Just press the like button on this.
And aren't we already in enough misery that we have to watch the Bears every week?
So we're all in this together. You're either a Bears fan or you're someone who understands what we're going through. So let's do this together. Let's do this. We're in this together.
I agree.
The tiredness is coming out. All right, so
Top in.
31-28. Bears blow a big lead.
Huge lead.
Some key storylines. Justin Fields' first 300-yard passing game as a Bear, as a pro.
Yeah.
Two costly errors.
Yes.
Blowing a 21-point lead.
Yep.
And Russ cooked in the second half.
I don't know if it's so much of him cooking or more like there's multiple things to dissect about this game, should I say. But the first thing I do want to talk about is the 28 points scored. I am just so ecstatic about that. Like
the fact that we scored 28 points.
Like down the field passing, I was actually very pleased. It was the way I feel like the Bears are going to lose, at least lose and score some points.
Yeah.
Throw the ball, pass the ball, let's see some exciting plays.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Moore is being utilized now. The run game, Herbert, they're doing some naked boots, which backfired on the fumble.
Yeah.
But
I do have some things to say about that, yeah.
But at least it looked like an offense that worked.
Yeah, so albeit on the backs of the league's worst defense.
The worst two teams, arguably.
Yeah, worst two teams. But, this game felt a lot like what we saw last year. Games that were exciting, games that we should have won. Basically, so the whole crux of last year is, you talk to any Bears fan, they're pretty pumped about the way the season went overall. We got the number one pick.
Yep.
The games were kind of exciting. We saw some progression from Justin Fields.
Yep.
And we were in a lot of games that we lost.
High-scoring games were super exciting.
One-score games.
It looked like they were, towards the end of the season especially, it looked like they were almost losing on purpose sort of thing. But they were good games, and everyone, like you said, a lot of good takeaways.
Yes, and you think that if the Bears just make the thinking is, at the end of the season, at least my thinking was, the Bears make a little bit of improvement, add some pieces, Justin Fields takes a step, we swing some of those one-point games, and then we're in the playoff contention.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that has not happened so far this year. So we can sit here and say, hey, this game was exciting at least. It's a loss.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it just kind of emphasizes that we're kind of back to where we were before.
Yeah.
Watching the game, what are your immediate, things you want to talk about, things you took away from?
Well, I remember I texted you about halftime or so, and I was like, dude, I am so pumped for this podcast. And I didn't mean to get ahead of, and then I kind of came back to earth and about the start of the fourth quarter. I was like, uh-oh. So my immediate thoughts of the game, though, like you said, I super pleased about the points, love the points.
Yeah.
I love Justin Fields was actually airing the ball out, using DJ Moore, Cole Kmet getting involved, catching 2 touchdown passes.
Yeah.
You gotta love that. Specifically on his first touchdown pass, if you remember, it was like a seam play he ran, which was the same seam play.
It got blown or something like
that.
But
it's the same play that Justin Fields missed. Was it week 2?
Oh, the one with the memes and stuff like that?
When he's wide open. And it was the same play. He's streaking up and it's a seam. And Justin actually made the right read and he hit him. And to me, I was like, hey, we're moving in the right direction. Mm-hmm. So that was super encouraging to see.
Right.
On the flip side, inability to close out the game.
Yeah.
I thought bad play calling. I don't know why we went for it on 4th down in the fourth quarter on that second to last drive.
So let's just start there because I think that's the biggest thing I want to talk about. I do like that.
So
say your piece, and I'll kind of tell you my perspective on it.
So in the first quarter, the very first drive, they're at the 50. They don't go for it. So like it's not Riverboat Ron. Like I get that. Like if that's your stance, they went for it again on fourth down on what the second or third drive, they converted. In this situation, you have a great field goal kicker. Like it's not Robbie Gould, but you have a guy who can make 48, 49.
Yeah.
Like a long field goal, but a very makeable field goal. And in that situation, yes, it's Russ, and like it's not Tom Brady, it's kind of a broken Russ Wilson. Like I want to take the points, I want to take the lead, like and so if you go for it, and I understand the flip side, if you go for it and you win, and they were having success on the offensive side of the ball, but prior to that, they were kind of getting stuffed. So
So here's my perspective on it, and I think this is kind of like a new school perspective. Do you remember? I think it was 2 weeks ago when the Packers played the Saints. They make that comeback. They're down 17-0.
Yes.
They score the touchdown to potentially tie it up.
And they go for two.
And they go for two. They could tie the game, and I think the announcer says like, the coach must have seen some like new analytics or something like that. So I don't know if there's actually any science behind the decision that Eberflus made, but here's what I saw. Okay, so Justin Fields has I think it was a fluke play. I'm not putting that fumble return touchdown completely on him. Yeah. So let's start there. So you mentioned it before. So I rewatched the highlights of this game and just kind of see what was working. And I think I was more keyed in on the fact that they were moving the pocket more. They were doing They were doing play action, and they were kind of getting them out in the naked boot, getting a little bit of time and space. And I think that worked great. And unfortunately, the end was uncovered, and they read that play. He did not bite on the fake, and he was right in Justin Fields' face. Not a ton you can do. It's a fluke play.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard position to put him in, especially into that play specifically in the fourth quarter when you're up by a touchdown. Do you really want to be running risky plays like that?
I don't think it was necessarily a risky play.
A naked boot is always because that reason exactly because he takes it, he play actions, and then he turns his back. Right, like that's like anytime you turn your back in the line of scrimmage, that's risk.
Yeah, but like I feel like a lot of the games that we lost in years, like taking the foot off the gas, because I texted the group. When we went down, the league got cut to 7. I said we're going to lose this game.
I know,
and I said Fields is going to start playing tight. But so that I appreciate the fact that they were still kind of like going for it there.
Okay, fine.
So that happens. They get the ball back, and I don't know the actual play count, but they started feeding
Khalil Herbert. Yes,
and I was here for it. He was running hard, and in fact, one thing that really stuck out in my mind, and a reason that I'm going to ultimately kind of have a positive perspective on this game. I just decided that's what I'm going to do. Because Khalil, a couple bruising runs, he gets up and he does like the rookie feed me thing. Yeah, I fucking love that.
Yeah, I saw
He's
that
like, give me the ball. I want this game in my back. I'm going to here to compete, and that's. The couple of games that we were really trashing the Bears, like it just didn't feel like they showed up. Yeah. It just didn't seem like anyone really cared. Yeah. I didn't get that sense from this game. Like early in the game when the defense was playing pretty well, they're hyping the crowd up. The crowd is there for it. I think the crowd was really great. Yeah. There were some boos. The only boos I really remember were that first fourth down. They decided not to go for it.
Everyone booed. The whole stadium was booing, and rightfully so. That's in my opinion. I'd rather take it in that situation than when you had an opportunity to take the lead in the fourth quarter. Like, that's where I was on that.
So going back, Herbert's running the ball great.
Yes.
We get ourselves in position. I think Fields also had like a great third down run.
Yeah, no, he did. Yeah.
Drive's looking great. So all things considered, like it's like 3rd and 5. They hand the ball off to Herbert.
Mm-hmm. He got 4 yards.
I think they knew they were going to go for it.
Yeah. Make it manageable.
Running the ball. So it's 4th and 1. Here's what I will say. Here's what I did not like. If there's something you want to get on Eberflus's case about, so they do the thing where they line up and they the fake count. So that they're and I like the way they did that. Basically, they're trying to get them to jump off sides, and they even have Justin run up to the center. Like if I'm defensive line, I might get a little antsy. Yeah. But they didn't do anything. They called timeout. I have never seen them a team then go back out and actually run a play.
The Giants did it last night.
Did they really?
Well, the Giants are also an awful team.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like the way they did that because it gives the defense some time to think. Yeah. You're set up.
Not on their heels.
Yeah, like the coaches get to be like, hey, if they come back out, blah blah blah. I mean, and then they ran the ball. They ran the ball, and people were criticizing. I think even the whoever was calling the game, I think it was Matt Ryan, was just like, I think you got to put the ball in your best player's hand. Like Herbert was running it. So going back to the decision to actually do it.
Yes.
So what I think about is it's 4th and 1. It's a tie game.
I think it's 4th and inches,
Whatever. 4th and short. For all intents and purposes, you get 1 yard.
Game over.
You win the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've seen this so many times go the other way, where the Bears take the points.
Yeah.
And I feel like this has been Aaron Rodgers' MO, like when the Bears. So like.
Okay. Yes.
You take the points, and then you give it back to the other team, and then so basically the winning. So to win by not going for it, you got to make that field goal, which they probably would have. The Broncos then get the ball like 10 yards further.
Yeah.
Like, cause I think we kicked it when we were at like the 15 or something like that.
Yeah, it's at 17.
So they get the 25, and then we need to stop them, which we had not done in a quarter and a half.
Okay. I'm with you on that, but like I said, though, you give the ball back to Russ Wilson. Like, not 2015 or 2016
we were
Russ Wilson.
We were getting gashed.
But and then they go on, and then they end up scoring the ball real quick. They get the real quick field goal, and they have the big chunk plays. Now all the momentum completely swinged on that play. If you kick the field goal and you go up and you take the 3 points, in my opinion, like, you have all the momentum. It's you, and put it on your defense to lose. Don't put your defense, like, all the momentum's gone. Denver's like, this is
but that's the thing is, like, looking at the Bears offense, looking at the Bears defense, I want to put this on the offense. I want to give the offense a chance to win that game. Because we were getting gashed. Our secondary is already hurt.
It's awful.
Yeah.
That was my other key takeaway.
We're getting no pressure.
Yeah.
Still no pressure.
They had a couple sacks this game, but yeah, no, the defense is atrocious. And I hear what you're saying, and I'm hearing it, and like, we can play, Monday morning quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. And at the end of the day, like, if it would have gone the other way, we got the first time we would have won the game, we would have sit here and be like, Eberflus is a genius. Yeah. So glad we went for it.
Which is why, like, he's a grown man, and he might lose his job. And, people are going to point to this and be like, the only reason why we got to get this guy out of here. I like the call. I wish it would have gone the other way. I think overall it was it was a pretty well-coached game.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think the Broncos shot themselves in the foot a lot. I feel like they had a ton of, like, false starts. Luke Getsy, moving the pocket, crossing routes, getting DJ Moore. DJ Moore looked great.
How about that first touchdown catch?
Yeah, the one that was certainly not a touchdown.
So, okay.
But amazing catch. Oh. And he had a couple on the sideline like that.
Amazing. So when I first saw the replay of that, like, I was like, no way is that a catch. And I feel like I'm more knowledgeable than most in football. Like, I know a lot of the rules, and like, I was watching it with my dad, actually. My dad was like, is the pylon part of the field? Like,
the rules analyst explicitly said no. The pylons
it's
are
not,
relevant.
but it was a good question.
Yeah,
like, initially,
I thought the same thing. Like, when they called it, like,
I didn't know either. Right, I didn't know if it was or it wasn't, because like, a lot of times when you're diving for a touchdown, you consider that like kind of
in play.
Yeah, right, and that's when you hit that, it's a touchdown. Mm-hmm. Right, so I wasn't sure if it was like worked the same way, but I don't think his right foot touch.
So ultimately, I think the reason they gave it to him is they called it a touchdown in the field.
You can't review it.
And they can.
You can't overturn it. I mean.
Yeah. They must have just said, like, hey, it's impossible to tell if that toe is on the ground. It was a great catch.
What a catch. DJ Moore looked great.
He did.
That's what you go out and that's why, like, to your point, last season, like, add some pieces, will be good. And we finally saw it.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, that's the DJ Moore we went and got.
Yeah.
Like look at Justin Fields, like, passing for 300 yards. Like, it was exciting, man. Mm-hmm. It was a good loss, and I don't want to skip ahead too far, and I know this Washington matchup, I think it's 6.5 point dogs.
I was 7 yesterday.
6.5, 7.
Maybe it's changed.
Anyways, I'm happy that we get right back on the horse and get back at it.
I didn't realize it was a Thursday night game until my dad told me today.
I'm excited because, like, hey, like, maybe we can take some of this momentum of this offense and like roll it into Thursday night. Yeah.
So I intentionally, just because I was overwhelmed by the game. After the last couple of weeks, I've gone to like some of the other Chicago podcasts and just kind of see what their takes are and perspectives.
Yeah.
I intentionally just kind of avoided it because I knew what I wanted to say about everything. But one thing the Barstool guys said before the game started, they were like, hey, we're 0-3, things are miserable. Mm-hmm. We got the worst defense in the league, the Broncos were playing. Let's say we win that game.
Yep.
And then you got the Commanders, which are sneaky. I mean, they went punch for punch for the Eagles. So they're not the bad team that we thought they were. But they're like, then we got the Commanders. Always a kind of shaky organization.
Yeah.
maybe you're 2-3. And then you got the Vikings. Something's going on there. Like, and I mean, they won this week, but they're looking bad. So, like, what happens? What happens if we're 3-3, and we are right back in this?
I know.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, the Bears aren't underperforming. Aren't a good team that's underperforming. They're a bad team that's underperforming.
That's a good way to say
So
it.
I don't think that there is like some high ceiling that we can hope for.
Like playoffs is like even if.
But it was a fun idea to think that like, hey, maybe we'd be sitting here a month from now 3-3.
That would be a much better podcast and a much better time.
Yeah.
But,
Did you notice there were a couple shots of Ryan Poles in his box?
I did. Yeah. I did
there were ones when things were going real well. He's like way in the back.
Yeah.
And he's like really like looking really happy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They cut to him, at the end, and he just looks like so pissed.
He kind of looked like he was like fading back,
Yeah.
like kind of like, oh man,
like real upset.
I don't understand like the open neck look.
Oh, I don't know.
Like I feel like it's like super common now. I always feel like I just would always want to wear a tie, I guess, in that position.
I personally like. I feel like I've always got to get the right size shirt, otherwise it's tight on my neck and it drives me nuts.
You gotta measure the neck, man.
I also hate ties.
I'm like 16.5 into my neck.
6.5 inch neck.
You gotta know, man.
Yeah, I mean, I believe you. I fortunately don't have a job where I gotta wear ties often. I'm exclusively a wedding tie guy.
Well, yeah. It's literally my point. You're going to more weddings and more people are wearing open tie, like no tie, and I'm like, when did this become a thing? Not wearing a tie to a wedding, but I digress. I think overall though, there's a lot of good things to take, and like if the rest, and when I'm looking at the rest of the season, if we're gonna be seeing this Bears product, like putting up 28 points and 300 yards, and we're still losing. Mm-hmm. I mean, right now we got the first and second overall pick. I'm drafting Caleb and drafting Marvin Harrison
Jr.
And then I mean, that's obviously not going to happen. But I mean, let's score some points and have some fun while they're at it.
The thing is, like, if we're scoring points, if we're losing the way that we lost last year, do you think the Bears move on from Justin Fields? Or do they trade the first round pick?
I'm
first overall pick.
Back-to-back years of trading the first overall pick. That would be unprecedented. I think at the minimum, I'm always a proponent of what the Packers do. Mm-hmm. And Jordan Love, I don't think you can say one way or the other. Yeah, he shows some flashes, but maybe isn't. But I always like when they set a rookie.
I do too. No, I completely agree.
Maybe ride out Fields' contract. He's got another year after this? And then he has the option, right? Like maybe ride out his contract like another year, like Caleb sit behind. Because it's the game plays. Like when you come in as a rookie, look at C.J. Stroud, who's having a great year, looking amazing. And look at Bryce Young. Yeah. Bryce Young looks like he could have used some time on the bench to
the thing is
adjust.
No one is waiting anymore. I mean, Jordan Love was a situation Jordan Love wasn't a highly anticipated guy. Mm-hmm. And obviously, and Aaron Rodgers was already killing it there. So I can't remember the last time a big quarterback
comes out.
They had him wait. Yeah, they just don't do that anymore. And think about the way this could play out next year. Let's say that scenario happens. So
Patrick Mahomes didn't start right off the bat. Alex Smith started.
You're right. That's true. But he wasn't highly anticipated either.
He was the first round pick.
Yeah, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, it doesn't sitting isn't a bad thing to do. Yeah. If you say you got one more year of cheap Fields, I don't know. I know we're going way ahead.
So the way that would happen is let's say Justin Fields starting, he's got Caleb Williams behind him.
He's not gonna give a fuck.
Well, there's that, but let's say scenario 1, he plays really well.
Yeah.
And then it's just what do you do with Caleb Williams? Scenario 2, he's playing poorly. And everyone in Chicago, everyone in Chicago is just this guy's gonna be gone next year. What the fuck are we putting him out in the field for?
Because you don't want to ruin another quarterback.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I just don't see it happening. I do see us being the worst team in the league. I do see that as a realistic possibility that we are the worst team in the NFL.
John, I think that's an accurate statement.
I just don't see us drafting another quarterback. Yeah, I mean, so it's got. So I mean, that's crazy. That when was the last time that a team had gotten the first overall pick and it didn't belong to them?
I don't know if that's ever happened.
I can't. I mean, I don't even know how to Google that statement.
And that reminds me. Did you see any play? They cut to someone in the fourth quarter with a bag over his head? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Starting, I said we're gonna be like the Lions.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. You're gonna see because I was thinking. Have you ever seen like a team get like the first pick like consecutive years?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. When I immediately went to the Lions.
I mean, yeah, but the Browns did that shit too.
Yeah, but the Browns suck. But no, I'm with you, man. It was a good game though. I was very pleased with Fields' performance. Herbert looked good. Johnson took a back seat.
Yeah.
Which was kind of sad. Not sad, but I want to see Herbert do well. Mooney showed up. Claypool. Mm-hmm. Do you hear about Claypool?
Oh, you didn't even talk about Claypool. Yeah, that's crazy. And Shane in our group chat said it before. I mean, he's like really respected the move by the Bears. He makes a bad comment, and they're like, just get out of here. Like,
yeah.
We're over it.
And so, did you hear what he did?
What did he do?
He still showed up to the game.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I would do if I were him.
Where was he?
I don't know. I don't think he was like with the team. I envisioned him like buying like 300 level tickets or something, like 500 level, and he's like in the nosebleeds. But I heard he was still on the team. But like, what do you do now with Chase Claypool? It's like a Cam Akers situation for the Rams.
Who cares? I mean, how much are we even paying him realistically?
I mean, we still traded a second-round pick for the dude.
I mean, I think you cut your losses. And another great play. So St. Brown filled in the third spot. See that amazing catch he made on the sideline that the one he juggled?
Oh, yeah.
The flea flicker that Herbert almost botched?
Yes.
And then Fields gets decked as he throws it. He taps it, grabs it, gets his feet down. That was an awesome play. So, just based on that, I'm just like, grabs and bench Claypool. You had the opportunity. So yeah, I mean that's hilarious, and like I saw the actual press conference where he makes the comment. And I'm just like.
And he like backtracked his comments.
Yeah, just not likable. And he's not playing well. Fields says he still wants him. He's what
6'6" or whatever.
Yeah.
He's a huge body down there. But you got Cole Kmet for that.
Yeah.
Like. I don't know. I love back to Cole Kmet, his second touchdown when Justin Fields was rolling out and he was like, was he gonna pass? Was he gonna run? Blah blah blah. And he just kind of flipped it to him. I'm like, that
was great. Yeah.
I'm like, this is what you're supposed to see out of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
This mobility, this dynamic playmaking, these plays that only he should be making.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes plays, but I'm saying exciting, athletic, like how did he do that type of thing? And that's what I want to see.
So I mean, that's a really great point that you bring up that play because we talked about the first couple of weeks and where Justin Fields was struggling. It just not seem like he goes through his progression super well. It doesn't look like he looks off defenders super well.
Yeah.
But you know what? When you're scrambling, when you're making moves towards the line, that in essence provides you the looking off defenders because someone's got to come and get you.
Sure.
And if you respond to that, which he's really good at. I mean, I think those big plays are coming from. So I think it's great. Like you got Justin Fields open out of the pocket. Somebody downfield has got to be keeping an eye on him. Like you can't play man coverage when he's doing things like that. But if he's tightly contained in the pocket, yeah, you can. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm hopefully, like I said before, this is the Broncos defense. They're bad. What is the Commanders defense?
They're pretty good. They got Chase Young. I'm trying to think. They invested a ton in their defensive line. Their line's great. I was thinking Champ Bailey's still on the team. But that was like 2001. I think they're pretty good though. Yeah, they're not bad. Well, according to this,
hold on. Can anyone beat the Browns? What the hell are we looking at right here? 6 days ago, the Commanders were allowed 28.7 points a game.
And that didn't help when they just gave up a ton to the Eagles.
I don't know.
I'll tell you the number one streaming option this week in fantasy football. Guess who it is?
Who would that be?
The Commanders.
For defense?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, did the Broncos? I mean, they had the touchdown. That helps.
I mean, yeah, they had 2 turnovers. They had the fumble recovery.
They had some sacks.
They had some sacks. They had the interception at the end of the game. So that's what 2 plus 6. That's 10 points right there. Plus additional sacks, give them 12 points. Mm-hmm. And they gave up, 28, so you're not losing, or you may have lost 30 points or whatever. So, it's pretty decent, honestly. It's double digits for your defense. That's a dub.
What are we saying about the Commanders from the power ranking? Number 16.
This is defense?
Biggest issue on defense, explosive pass plays.
Well, that's going to be good.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, like I said, I agree. It's awesome that this is a Thursday night game, so we'll see how this goes. But.
So let's talk your bets. You told me pre-show.
Yeah, and I do want to. That's how I want to end this. So Oh yeah, so Justin Fields overs looking great. I was just saying, I wish I would have hammered that harder, but obviously if he misses some time, it's different. But 4 touchdown passes, he only needs 10.5 more. That's less than 1 a game for the rest of the season.
But do you guys think it's funny how he was like these over unders? I don't know how I feel about him, and he comes off a 4 touchdown pass game, and now he's like, let's go.
No, absolutely not. I said the exact opposite. I said the overs still look good.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
but you wish you hammered it more.
Now I wish I hammered it more.
Yeah, see, that's not the mind of a better right there.
Yeah, I don't know. But look at what we're looking at, man. He only needs 137 yards a game here on out. He only needs 0.75 touchdowns here on out. And then, of course, we've got the days since last victory.
Did you see the updated the end of the world?
Yeah, we're like every single team ever.
Every professional sport.
That doesn't add anything.
But it was just funny because it was like even more teams. Like everyone's won, but
I think if this gets to a full year, we can do something special. Can you look up what day October 24th is this year?
What do you want to do, John? Can we share with the people what you wanted to do?
What I wanted
if they won the game.
Oh yeah, you want to go ahead and say that?
So John and I, we were text we text during the game. Like we have a group chat, and then I'll kind of send him some side text, and I was like, dude, I'm super pumped for the pod, and then kind of went negative or whatever, and then we ended up losing the game. And then John's like, I was really thinking about getting balloons and confetti and all this stuff.
Yeah,
set up all this.
I was really gonna do it big, and we'd be excited, and we'd just be do a bit where we're just completely on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like that kind of segues into what I wanted to say next. I almost feel like my thought, like when that happens, it happens to me all the time in fantasy football. Like when I feel like I got it locked, the wheels just fall off. And I'm not sure if I believe in God, but I think I believe in the devil because
that's fucking for sure.
Because that shit just happens to me so much, it's crazy.
That's just how it works.
Like what's going on in my mind seems to be manifesting itself into things, so that's what I'm going to transition this to is like when you look at the Bears box line here. We were even talking about drive by drive, like all the touchdowns they had in the case. It's really hard to say like why did we lose this game? Specifically, what happened? So what it's going to come down to is I think this is I'm going to call this a bad juju game. And maybe I need to start.
I don't bad juju.
Maybe I need to. Let's just for the sake of argument. I just want to say I'm going to start owning that as a problem in myself. Because here's we've talked about this a couple of times, like my betting. My betting strategy in terms of games that I'm emotionally invested in.
Yeah, I bet against it.
Yeah, so I call it the broken heart full wallet.
Love it.
Method of betting. I bet $80 on the Bears just to lose. So Broncos money line.
What is that? What are your units now?
I don't know.
You don't have a unit?
Depends on it depends how I'm feeling at that given time when I press that button.
That doctor money, right?
Yeah, and I put $200 in FanDuel, and I'm like pretty much dead even at this point. It's all right.
That's great.
Yeah,
let's just say
I think I'm like 190 or something like that.
I'm not that even, guys.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say that.
It's probably. I had a good parlay in this, but anyway. So I think I want nothing more than the Bears to turn this around, and I want nothing more than this to be a team worth rooting for.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like I guess if you want to say there's something you can do as a fan, maybe believing is all it is.
And
so
I believe
I'm done. I'm done betting against the Bears.
Whoa!
I'm not saying I'm going to bet I'm not saying I'm going to bet on the Bears every single week. But I'm not betting against them just so I'm less mad when they lose.
So you're just gonna
done doing that.
Just gonna have a broken heart then.
Exactly. Yes.
So no money, just broken heart.
And you know what I even think about? I think I'm also going to every day until the Bears win a game. I'm going to either do 10 miles on the bike, 4-mile run, or 100 push-ups. One of those 3 things every single day.
Wow.
I'm throwing that down right now. Wow. Mostly just because I spend a disproportionate amount of time these days looking at myself through a camera, editing these videos.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, you look like shit, man.
How do I look?
I think you look pretty good.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I do push-ups every morning and every night.
Do you really?
I do.
How many?
Right now I'm up to 21. 21 in the morning, 21 at night.
I'm getting chubby. I feel like I'm losing my hair. Every time I'm editing these videos, I just feel like my hair looks bad.
Well, that's why I wear a hat, John.
Yeah, well, now I am.
Hang on. I have an idea for what we do if they don't win in a year.
What?
You ready?
What?
birthday cake,
birthday cake?
like a 1 year
For the Bears losing streak, I like that.
for like a 1 year, and we'll blow out the candle and wish for a win.
We'll do that.
It's on a Tuesday.
I also thought it might be fun. Like I've always wanted to figure out how to like stream video games on YouTube. Maybe we can see if we can get Madden. And
we could do
play
that
a little bit.
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, we do these podcasts, and then John and I play a game of Madden after.
Yeah.
So we just got Madden 24. The record right now is 3 bad guys to 2 right now. We actually played Broncos Bears.
Yeah, and the Bears won,
Yeah.
but you needed to throw 4 interceptions and miss 2 extra points to lose in overtime.
Oh no, I missed the game-winning field goal. Is what happened.
Oh, was it a field goal?
It was a field goal that sent it to overtime.
I think it was wasn't it the extra point?
Oh yeah, we both whatever. It doesn't matter. That's a good idea.
We'll see how it goes.
So Bears this week are not betting at all, or you're gonna bet for them?
I'm gonna take a look at it. Maybe I'll pick him to to cover.
Yeah, I may take the over.
We'll see. One thing I want to end on.
Subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
Make us feel better about ourselves.
Comment.
Comment. What do you think? What do you think about the +7 line for the Bears?
Yeah.
Let's leave it at that, and then maybe I'll just whatever recommendations. If anyone posts what I should bet on, as long as it's not ridiculous, then I'll bet on it.
Alt spread Bears -10.
Yeah. Anytime touchdown scorer Tevin Jenkins.
And it hits. Watch. What was the thing you wanted to end on?
I lost my train of thought. Oh no. What was I just saying?
You were telling me you wanted to end on something to end it. There's the last thing you want to end
Oh, okay. So I want to revisit our quarterback tier list next week.
Oh, yes. I think that'd be fun.
And whenever I think about the tier list, the only thing I remember from that video was you really shitting on Baker Mayfield and you being like, why isn't Mac higher? And Baker Mayfield is 3-1, and Mac might not have a job. It's rough.
I'm curious where we're going to put Joe Burrow.
That's not a bad one.
Yeah.
That's really upset. Did you see Jamar Chase, the clip?
Yeah,
I'm always fucking open.
Yeah.
Pardon my profanity.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. Awesome, guys.
It's a good place to end on a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, guys.
Thanks.
Take it easy.
That was a good one. I liked it.
All right.